What's in the box, Dan?
So what we have here is the HP ZBook Studio X360.
Fancy.
Yeah. So
and why do we have this in, Dan?
So we have this in because we used to use this. This is a MacBook, I think 2015.
15, yep.
And we are pretty much at the end of its life-ish. So we need to replace it. And, you know, what's out there? Do we go gaming PC? Do we just go, you know, a standard laptop? Or do we go with something like this, which is a little bit hardcore?
So you're replacing this, which is, what is that, Ivy Bridge or Broadwell Mac?
I can't remember what's in it, but...
no discrete GPU, which
no discrete
sucks,
GPU
so,
in this version.
Yeah, in what we have, so
wow,
that's a bummer.
They had it at the time, but that version...
We cheaped out. So this is basically a 15-inch laptop with integrated graphics. Quad-core, probably Ivy Bridge, maybe Haswell that you're replacing with this.
Yeah, software.
And you're going to be primarily using this for what?
Well, I'm going to test it out and pretend like this is my only computer. So it'll be like my main desktop. So I've been testing the new MacBook Pro 2018.
Core i9 version?
Core i9 version for the last almost month, just to see how that's like.
Right.
So this will be a nice one to follow it up with.
ZBook Studio X360. That X360 tells me it's going to be convertible. You're going to use a convertible for video editing.
That's a nice thin box. That's promising.
Yeah.
That's pretty promising right there.
Or scary, because that is a
scary.
lot of... Whoa.
Okay, here we go.
I like these Battlestar Galactica edges here.
Already looks like
Only
a
Battlestar Galactica fans will
X360.
understand.
All right, it has some heft to it. Now this one is 4.9 pounds.
And our old MacBooks are 4.5.
4.5.
So
Yeah,
just a little heftier.
So
Look at the thinness.
Let's see if I can kind of...
yeah, and this is the old one, which is both thicker as well than the newest, the 2018 version.
So I got to say, the MacBook Pro 15 is almost like losing that whole A deck, and it's probably about that thin. It is. Interesting.
It has kind of that Spectre-ish style, I think, especially if you look at
Like this one.
Yeah.
No, this is a HP 360. I love this thing. This is the.
No, that's a MacBook. Why you got a MacBook, Gordon?
You get the convertible. Convertible is, I got to say, once you've gone convertible, it's really hard to go back to a clamshell.
All right, but you can kind of even like the way the vents are over here. It is very Spectre-ish.
And you got full ports too, huh?
Full ports, so it has
Type A.
2 Type A's. It has a
Micro SD.
micro SIM slot.
Oh, micro SIM slot.
Yeah, so you have mobile in this version. 2 USB-Cs, full HDMI.
Are they Thunderbolts?
Yes.
Let's see.
Full SD slot, and a headphone, microphone jack, and individual power.
Oh, that's good.
But you can, I believe, power through both the Thunderbolt Type-C or the 3.0 slot, I believe.
Yeah, those are Thunderbolt 3. Yeah, 2 Thunderbolt 3s.
So yeah.
Let's open it up. Let's see.
So this is also the 4K version. It does come in a 10-bit version as well.
Okay. This is not the 10-bit panel.
This is not the 10-bit panel. The one they sent us is the 4K version, and it's only 400 nits.
Okay.
But the 10-bit Dreamcolor one is actually 600 nits.
Wow.
So you can get a lot brighter.
Yeah, that's pretty bright.
The CPU in here is the Xeon E2186.
Okay, so it's Xeon, huh?
And that's 2.9 gigahertz up to 4.8. So that's similar to what's in the MacBook Pro, right?
Okay.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I gotta say it's gonna be interesting because one of these is with the Core i9 in the MacBook Pro 15, the current one. It's so thin that it really can't run that CPU temperature up. So
Well, luckily this isn't too thin.
yeah, I gotta say this actually might have a decent edge over the MacBook Pro because it is thicker. I thought looking at that box, this thing is going to be stupidly thin.
Yeah.
This is reasonably thin because Core i9, that class CPU, you really need to hold those clock speeds. You need some good cooling, which takes a lot of space. So I got a good feeling about this over the MacBook Pro 15.
We also got a Quadro in there.
So yeah, it's a Quadro P1000.
Right.
Brad says that's about the equivalent. I mean, you get other things like the 10-bit, and you also get the certification that comes with certain apps that you need.
Right.
But if
There's
you're,
special drivers.
exactly. Yeah. But if you're gaming, that's like a 1050. So
yeah, I mean, it's probably a solid 720 high, 1080 medium to low, depending on the game. Older games, of course, higher settings, but I wouldn't expect that much. I honestly didn't think 1050 Ti was that bad, but Hayden came back from Europe all angry because he had a 1050 Ti laptop. So, but he's playing brand new AAA titles. I bet you'd be fine with what you play.
Yeah, but it's interesting because they also offer i5s and i7s. It would have been interesting if they also offered this one in like a GTX.
A 1060. It's sort of everybody's like, you can get a 1060 in a laptop. You are living in a nice world, but 1060 and something this thin would be really difficult.
But they're going for a certain audience because this one also has 32 gigs of ECC RAM.
Right.
So
yeah,
they're going for a specific audience.
Huh. Yeah, and ECC of course is Xeon only. For people who don't know, Core i7, Core i9 versus Xeon. Xeon gets you all the enterprise check stuff. It gives you support for ECC RAM, multi-bit error correction, like detection, doesn't actually correct it, single-bit correction. But it detects it for people who use workstations. They very much want that ECC RAM because if you're building a model that's going to be replicated a billion times, you don't want some error due to, as I said, gamma ray pushing through a DIMM and giving you the wrong number, which could potentially happen with our consumer hardware and RAM. ECC, it's less likely to happen.
For us, doing video work, probably not a big deal, but for some people, it probably is.
Right.
So yeah, 1.5 millimeters of key travel.
Okay.
So it's
I
not
like
too
these
bad.
right angles. Look at these.
It feels like most laptops keys to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not mechanical.
The MacBook.
I mean, everything is better than the MacBook. So
You get a fingerprint reader.
and Windows
Hello.
Windows Hello on top.
Yeah.
And also,
Bezels aren't too bad.
not too bad.
And touch, of course.
It also, let's see if I can find the button that does it, but it has like a weird security screen feature where it'll actually hide.
Maybe that one.
It'll change the angles that you can actually look at it.
Oh, they've got that.
Oh,
That's
really?
built into this one? Oh, we got to
is
turn
built
that
in.
on.
I'm
That
trying
is
to
the best thing ever.
Let's figure out which button that is, though. They said it was dedicated to a button. I think I'll have to. You want to try to look for it?
I want to see it. Actually, well, first, we were not on the internet. But we're going to turn up the brightness. Where the heck is the privacy shield?
It gets pretty bright.
Is it F12?
That looks like a calendar button. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what we need. Is a dedicated calendar.
Weird. I thought it would have been
Oh, that's just
the one
keys.
right next to.
That's.
I feel like it would be this one.
What is
Maybe
it?
hit function at the same time.
That would look to me like it's just video out. Switches your output.
Oh yeah, because some of these are based on specifically answering calls and picking up calls, so there's functions for that.
Maybe an unmarked key because no. Huh. Well, that's a bummer. I really want to see that in action. So what it does is it lets you. It's basically a built-in privacy mode. Like when you're on a plane and you're working on the secret military space shuttle plan, and then the person sitting next to you can't look at your screen. I really want to see it in action. I've heard so much about it.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's also been third-party tested for 14 military specs.
Oh, really?
For drop, temperature, things like that.
Wait,
So,
what does that mean?
It means we're going to drive over it with a car and see
perfect.
how strong it is.
Gordon's going to try to scratch it with his knife.
Yeah.
No, that's Elena's job. Scratching laptops.
So yeah, what else should we? Is there anything else specific to talk about?
I mean, I've been impressed with the sound on the X360s as well. So
Yeah, it has a Bing and Olufsen sound partnership that they've been doing with a lot of stuff.
So they look like they're Torx heads on the bottom, but it's a single piece.
Yeah, so they did say you can open it up with Torx screws.
Right.
This one is only using one slot, so you can upgrade it with a little bit more storage.
Oh, let's find out what the
Another
battery is.
M.2.
I'm kind of interested in the battery.
I think this said, what was it? 64 watt hours. That's what it was.
Oh, 64? Okay.
Yeah.
Power
What do you think the equivalent is that?
Oh, 4K panel, 65 watt hour. I gotta say, you'd probably be lucky to get 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours.
Of heavy hours.
It makes sense.
I mean, those 4K panels really suck up the juice. At least, I mean, maybe it depends on who makes a panel and all kinds of things. HP panel is, they're pretty efficient actually, but I would say you'd be happy to get 6 hours of runtime.
The papers say that
4K.
if you don't use an extra 2.5-inch drive in there, you could put extra battery.
Oh, really?
So that is an option.
But not a. Is it a factory? I mean, could you just do an upgrade?
I mean, I think you probably have to. I don't know if you can do it yourself or if you have to buy it like that.
Well, the other thing is, I would want to look at the bottom because it's very serviceable. A lot of commercial laptops, especially HP, they really push serviceability. You can basically open this thing up and service it if you need to. Your IT department can do that.
And it has 2 slots for RAM, but they're being used by 2 16 gig.
One M.2 or two M.2s?
This one has 1, but has slots for 2.
Okay, so slots for 2 plus a 2.5? Holy smokes.
And they say it's a Samsung 851 or 961 or 981.
Okay, so
depending on which
so
one.
PM9, it's like an OEM drive then.
Yeah.
Do you think this is too big? Kind of like the whole idea of these. I love 13-inch convertibles. Like this, just they're great. But is this too
But
big?
a 15-inch?
I mean, if you're using it like this, I don't think I'd be that excited about it. But when we're in the go and we're like set up in our hotel rooms, and I can pack a keyboard and a mouse, then I can really use it like a desktop.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
So
I've done that with my Surface. So
yeah, so I like that idea. Maybe you put on a box because that one of the things I hate is when you're like crouched over and I feel like my neck is starting to get into my body trying to get
no
in
matter
like that.
what on a laptop you're always crunched in there.
So this is I
So
can get a full keyboard, full mouse, be at a good height, get the Kleenex box, shove it on top of that.
Oh yeah, we got other boxes to open. Totally forgot about those.
So I forgot that they gave us this, and these are 2 hubs, or a hub and an add-on to the hub, so that if you really are setting yourself up for a desktop lifestyle.
Oh, Thunderbolt dock.
Thunderbolt dock. So this one looks like this goes on top of the other one. And so this one I think gives a lot of speaker audio stuff on this one.
Oh, really? Huh. That's interesting.
And then it'll just connect through those pins.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, it's like a pin-out system.
Yeah.
Here's your pen. How many levels with the pen?
So 4096, I think, and it's a Wacom base.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. I like Wacom.
Yeah, Wacom is pretty hard to beat.
And I think the Spectre one that comes standard is around 2000, so it's a little bit better than that one.
And yeah, you do get a conventional charger with this.
Which is not that big. So that's
yeah, it's actually not that big.
It is. 150 watts.
The power brick for this hub
That
is bigger than that one.
Yeah, that is quite large.
So that's...
Wait, so what does this hub do? It's just
it's all
extra ports?
All your extra ports. So I don't think it comes with it. I think this you buy separately.
Yeah.
But they sent it to us. You get,
VGA?
display port.
Oh, so that's basically your docking hub.
Yeah.
So you would plug your monitor, your keyboard, display. It's got 2 display ports, a Thunderbolt 3.
It's got some on this.
USB A and C, and then gigabit Ethernet. So you're just gonna plug that. You're gonna power. Oh, the reason why this is so big is because
it also
powering
powers your laptop.
You can
as well.
it powers your laptop. It powers the hub and everything. So you can plug that in.
And I think this thing just pops off. Oh, might need a. Looks like there's a screw right here.
What is that?
So on this laptop, you're basically running your power through your standard
and
power,
the data.
and then you're doing your video out,
really
your
nice.
mouse and everything. So it's sort of like you plug it in here.
So you're only taking up one port then, other than the power.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd plug that in, and you'd have your monitor, you'd have all that other stuff hooked up to this.
Nice.
You come home, you plug that in, good to go.
So-
And then the speaker is just an extra speaker. Interesting.
This is I think this is for conferencing.
I see.
you
That's
know.
for the video conference thing you were talking about.
No, the laptop also has mics on the back, on the rear. It's picking up sound somewhere from the rear side, is what they say. It's world-facing microphone, and so either it will noise cancel if you need it to, or it'll pick up other people if you're on a conference call and get better sound for the people behind the computer instead.
Interesting.
So yeah, a lot of features in it.
Yeah, and so what kind of things are you going to test with this?
So I mean, we're video people, me and Adam here. So I want to see how does it perform in video. I mean, we're not doing a lot of 10-bit stuff.
Sure.
So some of the benefits of having that Quadro are going to be kind of lost on us.
Well, but it should give you, it should be
Yeah.
one of the certified graphics cards for Adobe products. So.
True. So I'll be curious to see how it performs, rendering, video stuff. Gordon will help me, I think. With
We'll
CPU
run some other
testing.
testing just to see how it compares to other.
Yeah.
Because I've got plenty of other Coffee Lake H 6-core
Oh, did it come with this?
benchmarks. I really want to see how it does against that because this is pretty big. I mean, the Razer Blade 15 it could pack a Core i7 with a 1070 Max Q in there. So if you're doing sort of a 1050 class with a Core i9 and this chassis, I think you might be able to do it. It's going to depend on how loud it gets. HP generally tends to be a little conservative with their clock speeds, especially in convertibles, because they know you're going to be pressing up into. Oh, I see.
So it came off with just a little Phillips screwdriver that they came, and then it just locks in there, and then it looks like you just put the screw back
So
in
now
there.
when we plug this into our laptop, all the audio comes in through this.
Yeah.
It also has basically microphone. I see the microphone stuff here.
Yeah, so it seems like it's
Are
really.
these touch sensitive? Like it looks like volume up, volume down.
I don't know. I didn't ask too many questions about these,
Cool.
these dock hub ports.
Nice.
Huh.
I'm excited.
So you're going to do a lot of video editing on this then that you would normally do.
I'm going to
on the
use
road?
this as my computer.
Okay.
So even though we have desktop PCs here, I'm just going to connect my monitors, use this guy, and see how it performs. Because if it can handle here, I'll take it to cafes. When I occasionally work out of the office, see how it goes on the road. I mean, 5 pounds, not super light, but it's not as heavy as some gaming laptops, right?
Right. And you are getting 6 cores of 8th gen
Yeah.
in there, so this
Yeah.
ought to be pretty decent.
I'll play a
for
little
what
bit
you
of
do.
Destiny 2 on it because that's what I'm playing right now. So
There you go.
I'll see how it does.
Yeah, I would think Destiny would be okay, right?
Yeah, I mean my computer at home gets 30 to 60 frames per second. So
Huh.
Nice.
yeah, so
That
yeah,
feels nice.
we'll
Awesome.
review. Yeah,
Yeah. Thanks for unboxing this with us, Dan.
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, and we'll look for an update on PCWorld.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Gordon.
Later.